how they keep building, how her name shows up in everything. You live there now. You've built a house with a faulty superintendent of a heart. It's never had a name. The house is not your father's fault. It isn't even yours. No one can live there but you. Okay, enough of the sadness for right now. So, as I said at the start, sorry, I'm a big fan of Lil Wayne. And I think Lil Wayne is one of the most daring metaphorists in poetry today. And Lil Wayne and a number of other contemporary rappers have kind of made popular the trope of rhyming a word with itself, you know, but with like a slightly different meaning or emphasis each time, which of course has some precedence formulaically in the ghazal, right? So that's why I use this form to write about Lil Wayne. Anyway, the poem is called Contradiction, and the epigraph is from Walt Whitman. Do I contradict myself? Very well then, I contradict myself. I am large. I contain multitudes. America don't want too many layered niggas. America's scared of another player nigga. You show America how Katrina played a nigga. You rock and roll vicious but still stay a nigga. You rep blood ties like you they may a nigga. You spit grimy flows like you ain't afraid of niggas. Work for your bling like a John Henry nigga. They don't know you're dark or how you heavy nigga. Can't tell you how you got your pennies nigga. Tupac incarnate, you contain many niggas. Show mad love, but take on any nigga. Stay lifted and tight, you rhyme with any nigga. How we gonna front on that inventive nigga? Wayne, you are America, you contain many niggas. I'm gonna read two longish poems and a short one, and then you all can ask me questions. Cool?
Yeah.
You all doing all right though?
Absolutely.
In the fall of 08, you know, I fucked up my love life in a major way. And went through a couple of months of like really wanting to die. Anyway, this poem I kind of wrote in the throes of it, and it's become the closing poem of Gully. Atonement for Sean Thomas Doherty. Dear Sean, this morning at 8:30 on a crowded Uptown 4 train stuck in a tunnel because of a sick passenger up ahead, a woman gets interested in the cover of your book and asks, "What are you reading?" I say, "Poetry." She says, "Read me one." And other passengers look at her funny, this done-up corporate-type black woman who wants a poem on a crowded train on her way to work. I'm not sure what to do, Sean. I don't want to disturb the other passengers. Then I think, these motherfuckers are fine when crackheads sing songs and I'm just reading a poem to a woman across the crowd. So I start with your voice after Death Notes, and I get to the end and she says, "That's it?" I say, "Yeah." She says, "Read me another." And the rest of the train is tight, uncomfortable, Sean. There are a couple smiles, some white women looking at her frowning, a couple awkward away glances, but now there are also a couple folks taking out their iPod buds to check out the commotion. So I think we have a good long stretch on a slow-ass Uptown 4 train between 42nd and 125th, so I read The Dark Soul of the Accordion. I start slow. Your first line is breathtaking, Sean. My grandfather does not sleep among the roots. And immediately, everybody is hooked. Everyone is in. The tattooed man whose name I imagine to be Gus. The elderly Filipino men in the neat threadbare suits and dirty shoes. The Catholic schoolgirl who's folded down the band of her skirt waist so it can ride up over her thighs. And this black woman with a corporate suit and satchel and muted red nail polish and immaculate hair. All of them are in, Sean, and she's smiling like she won the lottery. And I'm reading your poem on the 4 train like it's mine because I've already read it aloud to myself 3 times over the past 2 days in the train, impossibly crowded, but I'm holding on to the center pole and dancing. My friend Rupa once told me I was kinetic, Sean, that I couldn't talk, let alone read a poem without the words pushing my most fervent prayers away from my ribcage, without looking like I was about to get up and run. And your poem is one I wish I could have written, so I'm reading it almost shouting now. I've got me some room around the center pole, and I'm digging into the words, those taut lines like trenches. My grandfather's eyes are rain across countless countries, you say. Sean, the train knows. It's picking up speed and starting to rumble past 59th, and the train is more silent than every New Yorker's quiet memories of bodies flinging themselves like so many Icaruses from the center of that towering heat. All our unspoken fear, except for me, open and praying, chanting your poem now. The orchestra of the accordion's breath is my most verdant lung. I'm bobbing and weaving. Me, your poem, and 200 New Yorkers stuck in rush hour traffic on the Uptown 4. It is the week between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. It is early fall. I'm never up this early in the morning, Sean, but I'm doing a class visit up at Fordham University, and I don't do these early mornings, but I'm glad to be up and busy, Sean, because it's work and I'm heartbroken. I hurt my girl, Sean. I hurt her bad, and I just want to not know how flawed I am every second of every moment, so I'm glad Sarah has offered me this visit. Sarah once recited, drunk out of her gourd, Psalm 100 to me and 10 others in a bar over the jukebox, which I imagine was playing Prince, but it could have been anything, and who knows if this has anything to do with this ride. I'm reading your poem past 86, past 96, me, the train, your grandfather's accordion, a single kinetic organism, and I hurt my girl, and she's never coming back, and I'm looking for any kind of redemption I can find, because I don't fully believe today that I'm a good man, and it's almost Kol Nidre. And in your poem you ask your grandfather, do you still consider yourself a Jew? And according to you, he doesn't even hesitate. He's on his deathbed. He's thought about this and he says, what is a Jew? If a Jew is someone who follows the Torah, no. But is that what makes a Jew? And if so, what good for others? What walls? And it's 125th Street. And there's applause and I almost forget to get off. I'm sweating and the corporate black woman is already gone and a couple folks nod and one dude says, that was a pretty good way to spend the morning ride. And I get off and of course, Sean, here's the kicker. None of this really happened. But it could, Sean. It could. If I can see my way clear to read a train full of people your poem on Kol Nidre, I might be in the clear, but of course, that's not exactly true either. A man can chase his own shadow for a long, long time before he knows anything. Your grandfather knew this. In the end, he followed his mother's voice out of here. What irony, what poetry, Sean. Your papa, a poet, the breath of an accordion, a socialist jester on his deathbed. He's trying to free me on the 4 train. It's crowded, and I'm reading silently but breathing like I'm running. I'm with you and your papa, and I realize for a while my whole body is bending and nodding from the waist to the 2 schoolgirls are looking at me funny, kinetic. For a moment, Sean, it feels like I'm davening. My second to last poem is a really short one. It's a found poem. just before my, like some of my most important exams in high school, there was like a practice exam and I failed all of the subjects. And this was, these are the comments word for word that my principal put on the report card. It is a sin against God, your parents, and yourself, so to profane the gift with which you were born. Your responsibility is clear. Be a man.
Wow.
All right. I think I know this by heart, but we'll hold it open here anyway, because even though I know it by heart, Mr. Don Julio Reposado here might have other ideas. Thank you so much to you all for coming out. Like, this has been a really, really amazing audience and for being so engaged. And thank you to Sydney for everything you've done to get me here. Patricia ain't here, but thank you. Patricia is like, she continues to be kind of like my touchstone for like, if I'm doing shit right, you know what I mean? In terms of writing. So it's a real honor to be able to fill in for her. This poem is called The Tragic Comedy of the Black Boy Blues, or A Hip-Hop Negretto, or The Boy Became Black at JFK. Is the boy with the umbrella worried who will protect him next? Is his skin the color of his true love's hair? Are umbrellas totems or buildings? Is green a color or an emotive state? Are the boys running behind the black boy laughing or just baring their teeth? Is it any different whether they spit on him or soak him in gasoline? Say whither. Say the bathwater went out with the baby. Say the baby. Say the Germans had to have had something right wing. Say we were all just billboards anyway. There is something absolutely fearless about leaving your house in the world and going abroad when you are black and ruled by nothing but fast twitch fibers and the fear of standing still, when the instinct is all faint, dip sharp left, jab step and full sprint right, split knuckle and the rust of blood in the cheek. If we are all to be truthful, we're pretty sure the girl wants nothing to do with us, but the black boy does. If we are all to be truthful, we can already smell his black flesh burning. Can't you hear it? The crackle of the skin, the smell of pork rind in the air, the eyeball pop, the drop step rhythm dissipate with the rope fibers in the morning air. Aren't we all just standing around watching things fall from the sky or burn into the ether? Where do black boys go when they fail? Where do black boys go when they succeed? Where do black boys go when they die, when the skin is ashes to dust? Where do black boys go when they feel the need to scale fences? You can only move as fast as who's in front of you. That's what the black boy says. Unless you carefully slit the Achilles tendon of a motherfucker and make him bleed to a halt. This is the leapfrog dance and this is America. Black boys waiting, black boys waiting. What happens to the black boy if he just stands still? And 3 times we made love on the banister of her father's condo. And 3 times she told me she loved me. And 3 times she emphasized the black part. And 3 times her eyes were flat and gray in the distance except when they were green. And 3 times our sweat curdled into teardrops and we licked every sweat drop up together and laughed all the way to the Million-Man March. The way we love each other is not healthy. The therapist is a predator. The black boy knows this, so doesn't want to go there. The way we love each other stifles bodies into wheezing. She does not know why he walks so close to the sides of buildings, why he dresses like all the other black boys, why the pants sag, why the hat is pulled so low, why he won't hang out downtown. All she knows is he won't love right, but the black boy fucks like a champion. Elvis Presley, Justin Timberlake, Kenny G, Vanilla Ice.